my opinion is that every year, every month, every day we can see that these couples are giving a lot of different ideas which are making the dancing much more interesting, and the bodies is going to be much more full in the movement, which is also creating us like teachers much more ideas to increase this emotion, and then will be more interesting day by day. But what I want to ask, say to all the couples that of course it's important that we are making our dance every day more interesting, more characteristics, but don't forget that we have the music to follow, the music to listen, to enjoy every emotion, not to run away all the time, which is in one way is going to be one of the first priority now. I agree, but not 100%.
You just mentioned the importance of emotions. How can you create emotions and give the couples tips to get more emotion, to show more emotion?
Standard dancing is two persons that are going to dance together. And to be able to dance together, we have to listen to each other. We have to speak with our body and to use our emotion together, not individual. This is sometimes that is going to create a problem, mistakes, when we are only thinking about our own. Okay?
Very interesting. Thank you for the interview.
Of course, we know that the center of gravity is the hips line in this area of our body. The center of the body, hips line, is the second dimension of the body, because the first is the knees, the second the hips line, and the third is the chest. In the second dimension, there is the common center, mine and Simona put together. We find, using our knees, to put our body weight connected together. Therefore, this part of our body, is the center of our connection. After, when we move, of course, we have to drive using, like, priority is the first center, hips line. I go forward, I move back, turning promenade, so everything turns around this center. The second center is on the third dimension, between here. So in that part of the body, you have the third dimension is now body, it is high center. Sometimes I must drive the first and finish to using the last final part, uses the second center. Sometimes I activate the second center and really not stop the first, but the first, for the first time, if I dance right range, I don't really stop, but I activate the second center, so the first one is the reaction, what's happened up of the body. Okay? Promenade, follow waist to be with some range. This way, we can see the movement, rotation, and cosmetic sway action. Doesn't mean that you really use the center. If you use the center, sometimes you must activate like the first one. So every time we are here, we have to make off balance our body weight using the first and the second center for to connect our downswing using the first one. No, pause please.
Hey, hey, hey. Quando poi mi fa stare male se non sei complice delle idee di ricominciare. Prendi la mia identità e risvolti appesi la mia realtà. Tra di noi nuova luna accesa sarà.
But the joint under the body is reactive. If you stop, it's very easy to lose the balance. The big difference, the second center and the first one, is when I dance some stop figure, when I dance on the spot, when I don't have movement. So I cannot use the first, but immediately, without movement, I have to activate the second center. Waltz, please. Just say to you, probably I don't ask me because she dance follows.
You see me as love next door, like you love so many more. Just a place that swings your direction and could break like affection.
For example, the swing dance, we have still to center, and if I stop and the dance right dimension, the foxtrot, is the same mechanic of the waltz. I don't really stop the first, I make my very fluid and very oily joint in under the body, but activate the second center. Same in the waltz. The big difference is when I move, when I dance, because I cannot forget the principle of the dance. Foxtrot swing is more progressive swing. So I cannot use, first of all, the pendulum swing action. So sometimes the way I use the two center is a little bit different because we turn around the speed. In waltz we have one speed, in foxtrot we have another speed. If I dance a natural turn waltz, I produce speed using body weight. So my body speed and my leg speed travel in the same time. So when I do speed here, we do speed in my leg. When I dance the half swing, I reduce the speed. So I find the last part of the energy deceleration. So I control the speed using my legs, and I control it using my body. Doesn't mean if I activate the center, but it's not create the speed. So in waltz, we have leg speed and body speed same time. When you release, same time. In foxtrot, this is a bit different, because can we have a few bars of the foxtrot? If you listen to music, of course, we have 4 beats and not 3 like in the waltz. So 4 beats, it means that it's different speed completely. So if I want to dance feather step, grab a step, feather finish, I have to respect the timing first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, slow. If I dance, same speed, body and leg, like in waltz. I try to make speed control, speed control.
Here comes the Spider-Man, like a streak of light. He arrives just in time.
Its attitude is much more similar in waltz because we try to find the speed when we go down. Quick, slow, quick, slow, quick, slow, quick. And this is in one way is better, in another way is worse than before. At the same time, I have to control the speed. In waltz, when I use, I move. I move also, but in a different speed. With the second center, I move more quick, and when I create acceleration with my feet, quick, I have to make it slower. I have to control the second center, otherwise I push or attack the lead space. Più basso o forte. Faccio la base.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider.
I don't use it really tall. Otherwise, the second center don't continue, don't use, don't move, don't release the speed, because still it's stopping this way. Of course, I have to use also my toes, but only when my feet is back. If I dance, if I finish, flat toe, I make accent, deceleration, I control the second center is when pass under the body is toe.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man.
This is not us, it's flat people. You understand? Yeah, a submarine. I feel like submarine. Turn. This was the best part. Accent. Small jet. But you don't use enough the second center. Or you can change if you want to use very fast the second center. Two, 4, 1, 2. If I do 1, 2. The 1, 2, go.
I heard the nation bell,
1, 2, 3, 4.
and I was thinking to myself, this could be heaven, or this could be hell. Then she lit up a candle, and she showed me the way.
try to develop these already very good couples and good training camp, the attitude in the body. So sometimes the body weight, the top part of the body is just not clear enough. So I try to explain the two center to try to dance more the body in a musicality system.